Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Welcome back to another podcast episode. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about something. It's actually a question that came up inside my the Creative Squad, which is my my private kind of coaching group that I have monthly. And it's funny because it came up, the question came up, and we were kind of talking back and forth one-on-one. And it was basically about stepping back, taking a break, just feeling like you're at a crossroads with your business, family life, like just within yourself. And it was kind of funny because these things have kind of come up in other areas. And so I'm like, there is a theme here. And me, myself, Matt, just friends. And so I thought, let's just talk about it today, because I think, here's the thing. I feel like I am one of the worst people, or I have a hard time doing this. And it's something that over the last, I would say, month and a half, I've really, it's just been weighing on me, and it's just been in the back of my head. And I know it's something that I have to act on, and it's something that I have to do. And so anyway, so when this question came up, and it was kind of like a question statement, hey, I'm reaching out to you. Can you help me? Not really help me, but just kind of, this is where I'm at. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. So it was basically, without divulging, more than I need to, it was just really wanting to take a break from business and just taking on more of that role of being with family, and just like that role, and business seems to be taking up more time, and which is good, right? That's great. That's when you're in business, that's what you want. You want to be busy. You want to be making money. You want to be, you want it to be successful. Like, that's always the goal, right? But there comes a point when it's like, oh my gosh. And here's the other funny thing. There were some goals that I knew this person was kind of striving for or wanting to do. And so I was helping them in those things. And I was just we were going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, you need to do this and you need to do that. And it's funny because two of the things that they had been wanting or hoping to happen had literally just happened. And then they were feeling this other nudge, like, wait a minute, maybe you better pull back. So I just think it's really funny. Number one, when you're in business, or, in so many things, it's like when you, you want to start a new, exercise routine, or a new, you want to start eating better or whatever. And then you hurt your knee, or you're going to eat better. And then there's a big family celebration, and there's cake, and there's, it's like those things just hit you. And it happens in every aspect of your life, business, personal, goal-oriented, family. It's amazing. If you literally sat and thought about it, you'll see, it's like, oh my gosh, I wanted to do that. Or I thought I wanted this, and then this happened. And then it's like we aren't in control, right? As much as we think we'd like to be, it's like, there's just other things that are going to happen. And, so this whole thing with taking a break, even when your business is going, really great, or you've just reached some milestones that you've been working hard for, and the things are actually working, and then it's like, you just feel that nudge, or there's just that inner, my dad always said, I feel like women have the best intuition. He used to tell me that all the time, me and my sister. If you feel like something's not right, you go with that, because it isn't right. It's not right. He grew up with a large family. It was only him, and for boys, it was him and his brother, but then the rest were all girls. So I feel like my dad's just got this, he relates to girls. He always wanted girls, for kids. And so he's like, I just feel like women have the best intuition, and, whatever that feeling is that you have, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. If it feels great, those kinds of things. And I've always kind of, now as I've gotten older, it's so true. Like, there have been times in my life when I'm like, I feel things are weighing on me, or I've just got these thoughts that I can't get out of my head, or I have an idea and it just does not go away, or like you feel it in your stomach almost, like you just have that, like your stomach is unsettled, like just something is, it could be something's just not right, something needs to change, something needs to, like, something's gonna happen, or those kinds of things. And I have had that throughout my entire life, I feel like. And so when things like this weigh on me, and then this whole question in me talking with this person about this break, it was like, oh my gosh. Sometimes it's like you've got to be hit, like me, hit over the head, 10 and 12 times for you to be like, okay, start listening. And so I just kind of want to talk about taking the break, scheduling the break, and not having to have permission to take the break. Whatever this looks like for you. And I know it's going to look different for everybody, but yet needing that break is the same for anybody in any situation. I just talked about this with Matt. It was like 2 weeks ago, and he came home from work, and it's just been stressful, and it's just not been, things are just a lot different than they used to be at his work. And so, I'm just like, why don't you just take a break? And I said to him, and it's not even like, don't take a day off or an afternoon off. Like, let's, schedule a week off. Take a longer break. Step away and outside of the work environment and situation. And like, just don't think about it. Don't do it. It's me talking to myself too. But just like, you need to remove yourself. He will do, he doesn't even really take days off. It's usually like appointments or things like that. It's like, there's never unless we're going on vacation. Like, that's his only, not excuse, but what I want to say, like, permission to like take an extended time away from work. Like, we have to be going somewhere. Otherwise, I've got to be at work, And so, me right now in my business, I just feel like, I'm kind of the same way. I just feel like that I'm at that crossroads, and I've never taken a break, like an extended break. And a lot of my work is on social media. It's on my website. It's on here on the podcast. It's on YouTube. And I've never stepped away from all of that since I've started. So I have stepped away from like, you'll go through seasons in your business where it's like, okay, maybe new content isn't written on the blog for, an extended period of time because you're actually creating courses and you're creating, private, groups and coaching things. And that's what we did a lot last year. So we were creating all these new things. So there's definitely those like breaks from smaller, or those breaks, or those, like, you're just not going to fully put all your energy into one area, but yet you have your full energy into something else. I have just never stepped away from all of it for an extended period of time. And I just feel like I'm feeling like I need to do that. I need to schedule that. Stay-at-home moms who just need a break from the day-to-day. I remember when I was home with our kids, and before I started my creative days, I was home with our kids alone for a while, but then I did have kids in our house that I was watching as well. But it was just like, just even that day-to-day mundane, even the routine. Like, I thrive on a routine, but just kind of the same old. Even for a stay-at-home mom or somebody that's just, even like somebody working for themselves, or, like Matt working for somebody else, or it's just that same old mundane routine. It's just sometimes you need a break from it, and you don't need permission, and you don't need an excuse, and you don't need a reason, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay. It's okay to not have a vacation for a week and actually take a week off. If you're able to do that. Even our kids. So I don't know if this will be, this is just the way it's always been for us. So when growing up, my mom was always like, do you need a day off? Like, if you need a day off, you can stay home. Like, it was never a question. But yet, we didn't abuse it. I never felt like we needed a day off. I don't remember doing it a lot, but my mom was just always that one that was like, yes, like this is not the end of the world. You can stay home. And we have been like that with our kids too. But our kids, they really, if they miss a day of school, they have a lot of homework. And so they don't ever want that. And so, there are certain days at school where maybe there's not a lot going on, or there's not going to be actual, classes or things. And so, if the kids are like, can I just stay home today? Matt and I are both all about it. Yes. If you stay home and you do have homework, our kids have never stayed home on a normal school day, but there's been days when it's like not a fun day, but what am I trying to say? Like kind of like a review day, or it's like things like that, or it's like a half day, and some of those days we have left on vacation a little bit early, on those days. But even the kids need a break every once in a while, and they don't have to be deathly sick or really sick to have a day off. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't have to wait for them to be sick. Maybe they just need to sleep in, or I feel like even more now than before, our kids are just run and run and run. Their schedules are so packed that a day off and feeling okay about a break and a day off, I think is a good thing to instill in our kids, because like I said, now I just, I think a lot of us are just stuck in that, well, I got to go on vacation, or I just can't take a day off just to take a day off. If I don't have an appointment, why wouldn't I just go to work? But I just think, having that break, it's even like, for me too, it's like the same old groceries, the same old grocery store, the same old, every this day I go get groceries, I'm getting the same meals, like all of that. Like I need a break from that. I need to, and here's the thing, I think with me and how this has all come about, it's kind of all compounded into this. It's overflowing into everything else, if that makes sense. I need a break. I need to take an extended break, and maybe these other things will be more fun again. Like cooking and stuff I used to love. I used to love to come up with new things, or, make the same old things. But anymore, it's like if somebody could come here and if we could have a chef here doing dinners, that's all I need. Just if somebody can come here and cook the dinners, come up with the dinners, shop for the dinners, chop it up, clean it up, that'd be amazing. But I just think it's just because I have so many things going on, and other things weighing on my mind. It's just like, that's the one thing that I just don't want to have to worry about. So taking a break, do it. If you've been feeling like you need a break, I'm here to give you your permission. If you are like a lot of us that are like, I just need a little bit of break, but can somebody just tell me to take a break? Or I just need somebody to I just need my boss to be like, you need a break. Why don't you take a couple days and just recharge? Or I'm here to tell you, take it. You need a break. You need a couple days, a week, whatever you can get by with. It's okay. Take that break. And if you've been feeling it, there's a reason you've been feeling that way. And definitely go with it. It's not permanent. It's not forever, but you're going to come back feeling, recharged. You're going to be more creative. You're going to have more energy. It's just, if you can step away from your phones, social media, like all those things that are kind of consuming our time when you're on this break, and just get back to the basics. Like if you just think about how much time you spend on your phone, and even if you don't, work from your phone like I do, but somebody that's just consuming, I would actually love to know. Somebody that doesn't do a lot of work from their phone, I would like to know what like a normal daily, like phone or social media routine or whatever looks like. Like, do you get up and immediately grab your phone? Do you have your phone during breakfast? Are you grabbing it at lunchtime, and then in the afternoon or at night? Do you go to bed looking at social media? And like, what does that look like? But if you took that all away when you take this break, just think about that. And again, I could be a little biased because I do a lot of work on my phone, but it's just amazing how much we've changed since this whole social media and the phones and all of that have just come into our lives. It's crazy if you really think about it. And another thing, like when you take a break, buy new foods. make new recipes, like pick up a book, and not a personal development book, not a faith-based book, not a business book, just like a fun book, a novel, something that you don't have to, there's no pressure in it. There's no, I've got to get something out of this. What is this trying to teach me? How is this going to make me a better person? Like, do you know what I mean? Like that constant, like, I've got to be doing something productive. I've got to be doing something where I'm learning. I've got to be doing, no, this is a break. We're talking about this scheduled break that we all need. So we're stepping away from all that. We're getting back to the basics. We're putting our phones down. We're just trying to like figure out who we are again. Who are we if we strip all these, this pressure and all these things away from us? What did we enjoy? What do we enjoy? That was one thing I brought up to Matt. We are working on a bathroom makeover as I'm recording this. And so we were going down another Home Depot run, and he was, kind of stressed with work. And with him, Matt does not get stressed. I should say that. This guy, I really honestly think that was one of the main pulls for me to him, because I am more of a high-strung person and he is so not. He is so laid back. He has the most patience, and we fit together that way, right? We're total opposites that way. But there are certain times, and it's usually, I'm trying to think, I want to say like 99% of the time about work, or about, yes. So I would say, so when he gets, and when I say stress, it's like he just gets even more quiet, and he just is kind of, you can tell that he's thinking, like there's something on his mind and something's not right. And me, I want to fix that. So that's which I have to stop. I have to stop doing that, because, I am a fixer. I want to have control over everything, just meaning I don't like to be out of control when I know somebody I'm loving or I love is in stress, or that something's not right with my kids, my parents, Matt, I want to fix it. Like, this is the easy fix. This is what we've got to do. And so, that was one thing I said when we went to that Home Depot. He was just quiet. He loves to go to Home Depot. The guy loves to shop, but even when we're at a home improvement store, he loves it. And he just wasn't in it. Do you know what I mean? And we had to pick out things. And then I had a couple more things that I'm like, oh, I could get this and this. And then I'm just like, don't do it. Just get what we came for. Because I just knew he wasn't in it. And I said, so we started talking about, I'm like, I was telling him about that, longer break. Don't take just an afternoon. Like, take days off. And then I was just talking about, let's just think about the things you love to do. And so he just started listing the things he loves to do. And like golfing, he doesn't do it all the time, doesn't want to do it all the time. But like, if that's something he wanted to do, there's just certain things that he loves to do. And it's like, then you could do those things on your break. And just getting back to those things that you thought that you did love to do, you haven't had time to do, reading that book, doing a sport that you haven't done in a while, dusting off the golf clubs. Maybe it's like Matt loves to just do small projects in the garage. Literally, if I could come up with, 5 little projects, not like really, he's happy as a clam to be out in his garage doing those kinds of things. So maybe it's dusting off the tools you haven't gotten out in a long time. Maybe it's just walking. Maybe it's a park you haven't been to in a long time. Whatever it is, like just making time to do those things. Because let's just be honest, I'm kind of going way off my whole script here. I don't have a script, but I do have notes. We don't get time back. There was actually let me see if I can find it here. There was actually a quote I saw the other day. I don't want to take up too much time here to try and find it, but it was about time. Nope, that's not it. I'm not going to be able to find it because I want to, right? It's like when you take the car into the mechanic. It's making this noise. You get to the mechanic, it won't make that noise. Yes, I can't find it right now. Anyway, it was just so good. It was just about, we don't have it all, and once it's gone, it's gone. And so I just think we need to schedule more time for ourselves and just to remove ourselves from the hustle and bustle. So again, if you've been feeling that tug or that pull, I'm here to give you your permission. Take the take the break. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe it's a pedicure or manicure, if you like those. I don't really love those. Never a manicure. Like, I've never gotten that. But a pedicure, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just I haven't had great experiences. I mean, nothing horrible, but it's like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. Okay. So, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. Like I said, it's a book at the library and a walk through a park that you haven't done, So, but the thing is you've got to do it. You've got to do it. And another thing about the whole, like, going for a walk, don't walk where you live. If that's something, now that we have the puppy, I'm walking all the time. I'm walking by myself, or I walk with somebody else in the family if they want to go, or, but I don't want to walk there. Like, I want to, when I want a new scenery. I would love to go to a park. I want to, now that the weather's getting nice, I'm just thinking, I just want to get out of that routine or that same route or that, and just, get in the car, drive to a park and walk there. And we live really close to a park and we do a lot of walking there, but a new park, and just to get out of the same routine and just the same sights and the same scenery and the same people and the same, you know what I mean? It's good for our soul. And I'm saying this to you as I'm saying it to me, because it's something that I need to make more of a priority, and it's something that's been weighing on me. And so when I was talking to that squad member about it, it was, I was spewing it all out, and I was just kind of, encouraging it and saying, yes, like, take that break and come back to it when you feel, more energy. You feel like you've done your duties where you're being called with your family and all of that. And you're going to be better for it, and your business is going to be better for it. Cause that's kind of where she was coming from. It was like a business thing and family and herself. So yeah, so that's all I had today. We all need more breaks. We all need extended breaks. And so take the break. If you've been feeling like you need one, take one. And I would love to hear, about your break. If you took it, what you did, what you learned, what you got out of it. Are you going to make it more of a priority? Is it going to be, maybe it's just like a Friday off every 4 months or something. So then you get a longer weekend or, but yeah. So I hope it encourages you, to just kind of step away, kind of do something different, get back to what you did love, something you haven't been able to do in a long time, get back to the basics, remove social media, the TV, everything, like remove all that and just find some other things to do with that time. So, okay, guys, I hope you have a great week. I hope you are now scheduling a break as I'm finishing this up. And I will talk to you again next week. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so, so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.